It's the weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, April 6th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned Friday morning arm workout to get you ready for the weekend, especially if you're coming off a hard-earned second-place finish in your season debut. A little less than a week after putting together the best overall look of his career, we're starting to see signs of life again from Canadian big man Iain Valliere. Back at last week's Indy Pro, the former Olympia amateur winner came out on fire after taking a full year off to pack on some quality size. And now that he's broken into new wheels, it feels like there's a decent chance we see him hit the Toronto or Vancouver Pro shows a few weeks from now. All my gearheads out there know how sweet some of that old school German engineering was. So I guess it can't come as any real big surprise that German big man Poloczek looks like he's coming fully loaded. On Wednesday, the rookie pro released a handful of new updates showing off a little bit of his new quality muscle. Surprisingly, we haven't seen last year's Arnold Amateur champ in action yet this season, after some buzz a few months back about him jumping into the Arnold Classic. On paper, Poloczek has enough pieces to be competitive in the right lineups, but until we see him actually get out there, it's still hard to say exactly how he might stack up. I always thought there was something about living in cold weather climates that makes people a different sort of tough. But you'd be hard-pressed to find a tougher guy in the 212 division right now than European powerhouse Vojta Koritenský. After spending most of his offseason tucked away in a bunker somewhere, the veteran big man dropped a surprise new update this week, along with a few subtle hints that he might be hitting the stage sometime here within the next week or so. During his rookie campaign a few years ago, Koritenský took the division by storm with his big win at the Dallas Europa Pro. So if he comes in right on the money, he's a guy who's 100% capable of going the distance. So far, it's been a wild year in the women's physique division, and that's putting it mildly. But now that Melissa Piero is about to throw her name into the mix, things might be about to get a whole lot more interesting. Recently, Piero and her team released a short clip from an impromptu posing session as they slowly start to turn up the gas on their 2018 contest season. Once she gets rolling, Piero can be an absolute monster to deal with, so it wouldn't come as a huge shock if she put together a solid mid-season run starting somewhere in these next few weeks. As of today, we're right around 4 weeks away from kicking off the festivities at this year's Pittsburgh Pro, where it looks like men's physique star Raymont Edmonds will be coming back to defend his title. This week, Edmonds announced via Instagram that he was coming back to his hometown again this year to put last year's title on the line against some of the hungriest young talents in the division. Edmonds started off the season with a couple of really strong efforts, but now that he's had a few weeks to reload the arsenal, let's see if he can capitalize on this momentum by taking care of business on his home turf. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.